Hey everybody, it's time for Uber Grace, and talking today about something that I've wanted to talk about for quite a long time, but I found it really difficult to try and explain it. And the reason for that is, as a doctrine, it's simply not written. So it's really hard to unpack it because it's not really written. And I looked it up on Google, like you do, and I found a few sermons and all the scriptures they use, lists of scriptures, 20 scriptures on this. And actually, each of them in their own context have absolutely nothing to do with the subject. But you bung them all together and suddenly you've constructed an idea. And this is really quite dodgy. I mean, we're taught not to do that. And yet this is what they've done in the past and come up with some of these ideas. Now, what is the idea? The idea is that man is basically depraved, that man is so awful that really the punishment for being alive, unless you come to Christ, is eternal damnation. Right, now let's think about this for a minute. None of us here have asked to be born. And the punishment for that apparently is an eternal conscious torment in the fires of hell, because our God is loving and wise. What an insult to Father God is this doctrine, and yet it is absolutely prevalent around evangelical Christian circles. We're bringing up our children. I've been brought up as a Christian for years. I wasn't brought up as a kid as a Christian, but as a Christian for years, I have learnt and I have taught and I have lived out of the idea that actually I deserve nothing from God other than his anger, unless I am lucky enough to have heard a convincing enough version of the gospel to have responded, and my heart was in the right place and all the factors were right, and I've suddenly come to Jesus. I mean, really, is God really like that? Seriously? Are we really saying that God is in the sky, wherever he is in heaven, seeing people born who deserve to be punished forever after they die, unless they come to him? Unbelievable. You are actually born as the image of God. You are the image of God. You are actually almost like God himself. You're an extension. You're part of the vine. You're one of the branches of the actual vine. There is no difference between vine and branches. There is no separation between you and God. You are one and the same. You are awesome. You are precious. And you were born that way. We love verses where it says we are wonderfully and fearfully made. That's an ace verse, isn't it? Psalm 139. And all these verses that talk about the preciousness of humanity. And yet religious Western Christianity is saying, actually, you suck and you deserve death, even though you didn't ask to be born. No wonder we're going round in circles. No wonder we're begging God for mercy. No wonder we're asking God to be himself. He is love. We are at one with love. Love is the vine and we are the branches of love. We are integral. There is no separation. The only separation or alienation from God was just in our own thinking, not in reality. And this makes me really sad that this has been taught, and I have propagated this. This is, to me, was the gospel. We need God because without him we're doomed. He created us for doom. It's crazy, but that's actually the basis of the gospel. The Western gospel, not the Jesus gospel. It's no wonder people are just on a treadmill all the time, thinking they're free, approaching freedom, and never quite getting free. The reality is that actually we're a bit of both. We're a bit human. The argument I used to use was if you don't look after a kid, he becomes feral and he errs off towards bad stuff. But actually they do good stuff too. You know, I've worked with hundreds of badly mistreated kids who all actually have got such gold in them. They're not depraved. And these are the badly mistreated kids that become delinquent teenagers and get into trouble. And yet, actually in them, it's not that they're just depraved at all. We've all got a bit of a mixture, haven't we? We know that from observation. We can't have people telling us the opposite because it says in the Bible when it actually doesn't say in the Bible. You can construct it from lots of different scriptures that are otherwise not linked, but you can't actually construct it from the Bible. So hey, maybe that's a new idea to you. I hope it's not. I hope you've heard this before, but if not, have a real think and have a real look at it. And I think you'll be surprised, as I have been, as I've looked into these things. I hope that helps. Please subscribe, please like or share, comment, whatever, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now.